It's October 13th, 2023. Beautiful city. The beach and everything beautiful here in Gold Coast of Australia. My name is Jong-woo Han. I am the president of Korean War Legacy Foundation. We have more than 1,600 Korean War veterans interview, not just from the Australia, but also from other 21 countries, including US, Great Britain, Canada, New Zealand, and Turkey, many other countries. We are doing this to preserve your memory, first of all, because it's been already more than 70 years ago that you fought for Korea, right?
True.
So we want to preserve your memory and honor your service. But at the same time, Korean War has been known as forgotten war, despite such a good outcome came out of your fight, which is Republic of Korea, 10th largest economy in the world, and very substantive democracy. So we want to make this interview into curricular resources so that teachers can use it when they talk about the Korean War and Cold War in the classroom to their students. That's why we are doing this. Thank you for inviting me and allowing me to meet with you and speak to you, because I think you just finished a small operation in your nose, right? The skin implant. And despite that, you invited me and allowing me to talk to you. So I really appreciated that. And it's my honor and pleasure to meet you, sir. Please introduce yourself. What is your name?
My name is John Martin.
Could you spell it?
John, and the Martin is Martin.
Do you have a middle initial? Middle
Yes, Francis, Francis.
What is your birthday, sir?
My birthday is the 11th of the 6th, 33.
So you born in June 11th, 1933.
Yep.
You are quite young.
Yeah, 90.
Only 90.
Yeah.
You look great, sir. I think you are one of the youngest Korean War veterans in Australia, right?
I don't know, to be honest.
But many veterans that I met, they are over 93, 94. I did an interview in Sydney, to 4 veterans, and they were over 90. So you are youngest. Great. Where were you born?
I was born in Auckland, New Zealand.
Auckland, New Zealand? How come? So you tell me how you born there.
I was born in Auckland, and I was in an orphanage there.
You were in, oh, okay.
His mother put him in there.
So tell me, so you were orphan, and who raised you then?
Well, I used to be farmed out to different people who took care of me.
Wow. Must have been hard for you.
That's part of life, I think.
You didn't like it, but you were young, so, right? And so, were you able to get education?
Yes, I'm virtually, I suppose, just about educated myself.
So, when did you finish your high school?
Oh,
Around?
I never went to high school.
Oh, okay. Please introduce yourself. What is your name?
I'm Shirley Martin, John's wife.
Shirley. Thank you for joining us. And you're going to help this interview a little bit, right?
I'll try.
Yeah, so please tell me about his growing up.
Okay. Well, John was put in the orphanage when he was a baby, and it was a Catholic orphanage in Auckland, and he was there until he was 11. and a lady took him out, and it just happened to be his mother.
Who?
His mother
Mm?
came back and took him out
Oh.
and took him to West Australia.
I see.
Yeah, so he did go to school, and he went to, what was that boarding school in West Australia?
New Norcia.
New Norcia. New Norcia.
Could you spell it?
N-E-W
Uh-huh.
N-O-R
Uh-huh.
C-I-A.
CIA. New Norcia High School.
Boarding school.
Boarding school.
It's midway up the coast of West Australia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so from there he came back just outside of Perth,
Mm.
and then I think the family came across to Sydney.
Yeah, she married a priest.
Oh, do we need to say that?
No.
So came back to Sydney, and John was ill-treated
Mm.
by the family. He was the only child. So he absconded, went up to Brisbane when he was about... no, you didn't, sorry. To take all of this out. Went to the stables. He was only a small boy, so he was going to become a jockey with Maurice McCartan.
Wow.
But he was there for about 12 months and got polio.
Oh.
So he had 2.5 years in hospital, paralysed down the right side, the left side.
Mm.
And because he had all this knowledge of the horses, he was running sweeps at the hospital.
Ha.
He went in with about £5 and came out with about £5,000.
Yeah, the nurses
Yeah.
used to be my runabouts, you know.
Yeah. But your whole child growing up period has been like very difficult for you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
It
yeah.
was.
But,
Yeah, so then when he got out of hospital when he was about 16, he went to Brisbane,
Uh-huh.
and actually when he left West Australia, there was a boy that he liked who sat next to him, and because he'd run away from his parents, he took this boy's name, and he got this job at a pharmacy in Brisbane, but they wanted a birth certificate, so he couldn't give them one because he was going under the name of Noel
Blake.
Mm.
So he went to Rockhampton. He thought he would go out west,
Mm-hmm.
and he was working in outside of Longreach on a sheep farm. Wasn't shearing, he was
Rouseabout.
rouseabout.
Mm.
Oh, I don't know what else to say. Well,
So when did you join the military?
okay, must have been 18.
Yeah, 18.
18-year-old?
18-year-old. Yeah.
So that means, what is it? For 1951.
Yeah.
Is that after the Korean War broke out, right? You joined the military
yeah.
after the Korean War broke out.
Yeah.
And by the time, did you know anything about Korea?
No. Not at that time.
Not at all.
No. No, I went to Korea and I went to a place called Kimpo,
Gimpo. Yeah.
which, of course, is now Seoul.
Yeah.
And I was in Kimpo and also Kunsan, which is now Busan.
Oh, Busan. Yeah.
But it was, in those days, it was called Kunsan.
Busan.
No. Oh, Busan then,
Yeah.
and that.
Now Busan.
No. It was called Kunsan.
Gunsan, Busan is different. So Gunsan is in the southwest.
Yeah.
Busan is southeast.
So you've got it mixed up now.
Oh, I got to mix up, all right.
Was it Harbor City?
Harbour. It's a bit
Harbor.
harbour, on the harbour.
I don't think so.
Okay, then Gunsan. It's a Gunsan.
Yeah.
Anyway, but did you join the army or Air Force?
Air Force.
Air Force. Yes, I am Air Force too.
Yeah.
Why did you join the Air Force? Why not Army or Navy?
Oh, I think it was just fascinating to.
Okay. So where did you get the basic military training in Australia?
Oh, I did.
Amberley.
Yeah, I was at Amberley.
Can you spell it?
A, capital A, M, B, E, R, L, E, Y.
E-R-E
L-E-Y.
L-E-Y. Amberley.
Yeah.
It's a really big base just outside of Ipswich. That's where all the big fighter jets are. Huge base.
Ah, fighter jet. Okay. And so, what was your specialty?
Looking after aeroplanes, I guess.
But were you repairman or what was your specialty? What did you do?
Well, that's what I did do. I used to work on them
Huh?
Like an engineer.
as an engineer.
Ah, you're the engineer.
Yeah.
But did you have any engineer background before to become an engineer for the jet fighter?
Well, I was. I worked in Mount Morgan, outside of Rockhampton,
Yeah.
and that was
That was in a gold mine.
Gold mine.
in the gold mine there. So.
We probably learned.
So do you remember your unit? What Air Force unit?
I think it was 77, wasn't it?
Yeah, 77 Squadron.
77 Squadron.
Yeah.
All right. So you said that you worked in Gimpo Airport, right?
In Kimpo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How many airplanes from Australia were there and how many pilots and how many soldiers there? Just roughly.
Roughly. There was quite a few engineers there. Gimpo, how many?
So what was your kind
Just
of
roughly, like-
routine? What did you do there in Gimpo? What was your job?
Fixing airplanes, I guess.
Fixing airplane? Uh-huh. There was a lot of airplane that needed repair?
Yes, there was. That was the first of them we had. In those days, it was Meteors, Gloucester Meteors, which was an English built 2-engine. Well, I've got one there.
Collects airplanes.
Uh-huh.
It's in there, is it? Yeah.
It's a 2-engine, and what happened? Is a lot of problems?
Not with the aeroplane
Uh-huh.
as such. We used to have a. I used to,
Top shelf.
eh?
It's on the top shelf. I can't reach it.
Oh,
It's okay.
you want me to get it for you?
I will get it for you later, okay? But let's just keep talking about what were you doing there mostly?
Well, as an engineer,
Yeah.
fixing the aeroplanes, and if they weren't serviceable or they were serviceable or whatever, and so I've always been into engineering.
So you knew how good the Australian pilot was at the time, right? Were they good, the pilot?
Yeah.
Australian pilots who,
How good were they?
How good? How good were they?
yeah.
Oh, they were very good. Yeah.
Do you know any story?
Well, most of them are dead now. Yeah.
You always said that your friend didn't come back from a.
Yes.
What happened?
My friend, he was Harry Andrews. His name was.
Uh-huh. Harry Andrew.
Yeah. Andrews. Harry Andrews.
Yeah.
Very good friend of mine, and he's at the war cemetery here.
Here.
And he went MIA, missing in action.
Was he a pilot?
Yeah.
So he was shot down?
Well, we don't know. He was just went missing,
I see.
and we don't know whether he was shot down or not.
Fell into the ocean or what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his name was Harry Andrews, and a very good friend of mine, and well, I often wondered whether he actually, in my mind, whether he did it on purpose. That I wouldn't be sure of.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would they do that on purpose?
I honestly don't know, but I just had that feeling.
Got it.
And if you go to the War Memorial,
Did say that,
he is the number one on the list.
I see.
Yeah.
How was your routine every day? Where did you sleep? What did you eat? Did you eat hot meal? And did you sleep in the tent?
They had a mess, what they
Mess.
call a mess,
Yeah.
and we used to take our tray along they'd put food on it and
Yeah.
so forth, you know.
Was it hot meal?
Yeah, you get hot meal. And we had the metal trays,
Got it.
and you'd go along and they'd put it on. As a matter of fact, I always remember we had a young fellow, his name was John Kidd,
Uh-huh.
and well, when we were queuing up for a meal, he jokingly, you know, said, they went to give him a chicken leg and he said, no, I want the right one. So they kept on giving me, no, he said, that's the left one, I want the right one, you know, and so forth. But if you ever watched MASH,
Yeah.
very similar type
That. Yep.
thing. You know, go along with the tray, get the food on and
Yep.
so forth.
I used to do that too when I was. So you remember about the mess hall, right? You had the food. How about sleeping? Where did you sleep? Was it barracks or was it tent?
Tents.
Oh, you were in the tent.
Yeah, we had tents.
Just when we watched MASH, John said that's just how we.
That's exactly the way?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's what he told me.
But Gimpo Airport was not in the far front. It was near to Seoul, and after 51, there was no North Koreans or Chinese in the Gimpo area. I was wondering why you didn't have a barracks like a real building or a concept. You know? Were there any Korean boy working for, cleaning like that in your tent?
Any Korean boys cleaning the tent, tidying up.
No, not that I can think of.
Okay. So, John, what was your rank at the time?
Leading aircraftman.
But what is your rank? Like a soldier rank?
Yeah.
Private or?
No. Leading aircraftman, LAC.
Okay. What does that mean?
Leading aircraftman.
Is it high position? Like an officer?
NCO.
NCO, non-commissioned officer. I see. So you were pretty important there. So tell me about Seoul when you were there. You were in Seoul 1951, right? And
Yeah.
you saw Seoul. How was the Seoul at the time? How was it? The destruction, destroyed? How about people? How do they live? Things like that.
Actually, they were very poor.
Right? Give me the
And-
details because children doesn't know.
Yeah, they were very
anything.
poor. And what we used to do, they used to live very tough.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to take they used to drink like the beer cans,
Uh-huh.
and we used to take the top and the bottom off and open it up so that it had a flat
Flat.
piece of tin,
Yes.
and they lined their houses with it.
Oh boy. So a lot of beer smell.
Eh?
A lot of beer swills.
Yeah, well, I didn't never drank, but it's that's what they used to, how we used with the Americans, and that's what we used to do. We used to cut the bottom and the top out, open it up, and make a tin.
And that's how they build their house.
And that's how they line their house with.
That's how poor they were.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Anything other things that you remember about the Seoul City? Was it completely destroyed? Or how was it?
Was it that was Seoul destroyed from fighting?
No, it wasn't totally destroyed, but it was in a bad way.
Mm.
Yeah.
So when you came to Seoul for the first time and see all these things, and when you see the poor Korean people, what were you thinking? Be honest. What were you thinking?
Oh, I thought very how sad I was, you know, to think that people had to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know what it's like to be poor.
Right. You had a difficult time, right? And when you were growing up, so that you were able to understand how hard that is.
How they were. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Have you been back to Korea since the war?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
When did you go back?
It's probably about 2015.
Oh.
Around about then, the Korean Association here were taking veterans and their wives over. I think it was the people from all over the world there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were really treated
They wonderful. They were very appreciative.
Shirley, did you go too?
Yes, I did.
That's good.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it. It was very, very hot when we were there. But they took us out to the border from North Korea.
Yes.
And
38th parallel.
yeah, they took us on a lot of tours. It's very good. Nice hotel. Really enjoyed it. It was lovely. I don't think we'll get back there now, though.
John, so you are in the unique position to tell the difference about Seoul between 1951, when you were there, and 2015. How radically Seoul become different from what you saw in 1950. Tell me the details.
Oh, well, it was very rich country, wasn't it? Very rich country.
Tell me, detail. Seoul City that you saw in 2015 and compare that with the Seoul City in 1951.
No comparison.
What do you mean?
Well, it was so much improved and better. That's when we went than it was in 51.
Like what?
I think the city itself was thriving city, wasn't it? It was
A
wealthy city.
vibe of the city, we thought, yeah. Everybody seemed very happy.
But when you were there, Korean people were not happy, right? They were very poor. When you were there in Korea 1951, Korean people were not happy, right? Were they?
I don't know how they felt personally, but I would say they weren't happy because of the fact that they were so poor.
Yep.
And you know, and
That the war was on.
and as I say, they used to use tin.
Yep.
You said that one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they have enough food at the time?
It's hard to remember so long.
Yeah.
It's
But John, when did you leave Korea from your service? 1952?
53, wasn't it?
I think he said 53.
Yeah.
Oh, so you were there a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And when you left Korea, had you ever imagined that Korea would become like this today?
No.
Why not?
I thought that in reality that because they were so poor, I was surprised to think that they had achieved so much in the time.
You never imagined that, right?
No.
No, yeah. It's one of the most unprecedentedly rapid economic development that Korean people achieved after you left.
Yeah.
But also, it's not just about the economy. It's the 10th largest economy in the world.
Yeah.
South Korea, can you believe that? Can you believe that?
Yes, I can. I think they were. We went back, didn't we?
Yeah, we went on that trip, and then we met some friends, and we went to Japan, and we did go over to South Korea. John wanted us to walk over that. Was that in
The
Korea?
Kindai Bridge.
Oh, the Bridge of No Return? No, the bridge over Han River?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think it's called Kintai.
Kintai.
Kintai. The Kindai Bridge.
A wooden bridge.
Wooden one.
Oh,
Was that in
Yeah.
Korea? Wasn't in Japan, was it?
Oh, hang on.
I think just in the Japan.
I think it was in Japan, yeah. Sorry.
But
Oh,
anyway,
sorry. No, we didn't go back to Korea.
South Korea has no natural resources like Australia. And it's much smaller than Australia, but their economy is bigger than Australia now. Can
That's
you believe that?
Yeah. Well,
Is it the car manufacturing or
Huh?
the car manufacturing?
Yes,
That's the main,
automobile,
yes.
but also computer chips
Oh,
in the cellular phones, computer, laptop, everywhere. Even in this camera, the Korea's largest semiconductor producer is Samsung, and they make a phone like an iPhone. They call Galaxy, Samsung Galaxy.
Oh, yes.
Yes, they make a very good. They make a lot of large oil carrier, the ship, big.
Oh, really?
Oh yes. What about nuclear power plant?
I think we've got one in Australia. Are they in Korea?
They have more than 10.
Wow.
And they are actually making nuclear power plant in other country. So that's what happened. After you left Korea, after you fought for Korea, against communism. That's what happened in Korea. They made such a rapid economic development, and now it's the 10th largest economy in the world and very strong democracy.
Fantastic. Really is.
What do you think, John?
I think it's fantastic.
That's it?
Well, what can I say?
Well, we drive a Hyundai.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we do. And we love it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But John, so it's a good story to tell, right? When you were there, they were very poor, you said it.
Yeah.
And you didn't believe that Korea would become like this today. But now you know Korea, you saw Korea in 2015. But despite that, such a good outcome came out of his fight and legacy. Korean War in Australia is forgotten.
Oh,
They don't teach much about it.
no.
Why?
Actually, they don't teach very much Australian history either. In the schools, there's English and,
Math.
yeah, it's not American, so that's good. But there could be more Australian history taught. But, you know, other countries we don't hear very much about unless we see it on TV.
Why is it forgotten, John? Can you explain it? And
No.
why we don't teach about it? Why we don't talk about it in the classroom?
Honestly, don't know.
Right? See, that's why we are doing this. We have made a curriculum book more than 200 pages for America, UK, and Canada. Now we are going to make curriculum book that teachers can use based on this interview for New Zealand and Australia.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why we are doing this. I attended Australia's History Teachers Association annual meeting in Canberra from October 4th, and I met with the president, Catherine Barron. She is the president of Australia's History Teachers Association, and she agreed with me to make a curriculum book for Australians' participation in the Korean War, so that teachers can use it. And also,
That's good.
there is a Simpson Prize. Have you heard about Simpson Prize?
No.
Matthew?
Simpson Prize.
No.
No.
Simpson was a war hero for World War One, and History Association and Education Department of Australian government running this competition award program for school children from 10th to 11th grade, and write an essay contest about the World War One.
Oh, okay.
And then they select 8 people sending to other countries for like a study tour. But my foundation will do the same thing. This Australian Teachers Association came to me and say, why don't we run the same thing for Korean War? Yeah. So I'm going to title it as the Korea Prize, honoring sacrifice. So we're going to select students and teachers from 5 countries: United States, UK, Canada, New Zealand, and Australia, and selecting best students, 25 of them, and sending to Korea for 11 days of study tour. What happened after the Korean War? What happened during the Korean War?
That's very good. I think the Korean Association here do have a program for, well, grandchildren it would be now,
Yes,
to go to Korea.
Korea.
Yes.
That's a peace camp called Peace Camp. So the grandchildren who are in the college of Korean War veterans, they are invited by the Ministry of Patriots and Veterans Affairs and the Korean Association and Korean Consulate. They help. That's what they're doing. Yeah.
Yes, it's a very good scheme.
Yep. So that's why we are doing this, to educate our young children about
Okay.
why you were there, what you saw there, and what happened after you left. That's what is all about my foundation.
That's good.
Yep.
If I have helped, I am pleased.
Sure. Your interview will be used. But, I'm going to give you this one so that you watch first and then see if there is anything that you want to leave. Take it out. You will do that. I will do it if you ask me, okay? But, so, John, what was the most difficult thing when you were in Korea? If I ask you to pinpoint only one thing that you felt like, oh, it's so hard, oh, it is really bothering me, or something like that, what was it?
Well, to be quite honest,
Yeah.
I would say it was how poor they were.
Oh.
That's, I think, because I know what it's like to be poor. And that I always feel for people who suffer.
Yep. Very good. But now they are one of 10 wealthiest people in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And I am very pleased to hear that.
Isn't that nice, right? That's why we need to talk about it. We need to teach about it. But they don't. So that's what we are going to do. So we're going to select 3 students from Australia, 2 history teachers, 5 of them will be funded by my foundation to go to Korea. They will go to DMZ. They will go to museum, palace. They will go to Samsung manufacturing facility. They will go to POSCO, one of the biggest steel and iron making companies in the world. POSCO. They will go there. They will have a tremendous experience about the legacy of John Martin's fighting as a leading aircraft man. They will learn from you, okay? They will listen to your points that what really bothers you during your service was the poverty in Korea, right? So, what did you do then after you came back from Korea? What did you do?
I went to an airline called ANA,
Oh,
Australian National Airways.
yeah.
And in those days, Australian National Airways was part of Cathay
Cathay
Pacific.
Pacific. Yep.
So, because of that, I finished up in Cathay Pacific.
I see.
And I was with them, how long? Till I retired, I suppose. I was there for,
When did you retire?
sorry,
When did you retire?
19...
98, I think, or 92. I don't know.
I went from Cathay Pacific and then Air Hong Kong.
Air Hong Kong.
And then I went to the UK and
Simulator.
I taught in the simulator.
Oh. So you were very successful in your career as an engineer of aircrafts, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Flight engineer.
Wow.
Mm.
So actually, your service during the Korean War helped your personal career.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That's great to know, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I, as I say, I finished up in the simulator
Yeah.
in the UK.
I know simulator because my father was also Korean Air Force pilot.
Ah.
Yeah. He flew F-86,
Oh, yes.
F-5, and then F-4D, Phantom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that. I knew the F-86. Yeah. Matter of fact, I got one in there.
F-86.
Yeah. That was you had the South African Sabres.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
This is perfect. He had difficult childhood, but he served in the Korean War as a Air Force leading aircraftsman, and he got all these professional skills and knowledge. And after you came back from Korea as a Korean War veteran, you were working in major airline companies. And then later you work on simulator. Tell me about simulator. What is it? I know what it is, but please explain it to young children. What is simulator and what did you do?
Well, the simulator is you put people
Yeah.
in the position and give them a task to do, and you pass them or fail them.
So it's like a training machine of pilot, right?
Yeah,
So they just like sitting in that small machine and they have to act like a real,
yeah, real plane.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
did you make it or what did you do?
No, I went to. It was in the UK.
Brighton.
Eh?
Brighton.
Yeah, no, I lived at Brighton. It was in halfway up.
I don't think that matters.
From Brighton. I'm trying to think of the name. It began with C.
Probably not there now. That was in the 90s.
Yeah, it started with C. But I was living at Brighton at the time. The name escapes me.
I think when you're 90, a lot of things escape.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's happening to me too. So then you had a good life.
Oh, I do not complain.
So actually you were blessed. After childhood, you served as a Korean War veteran and you had a good life.
Yeah,
What do you think about whole thing? Whole life.
my whole life.
Yeah.
I call it Providence. And my book is called A Life of Providence.
Providence. So are you Christian? Are you Christian?
Yeah, I'm saying Christian.
Why did you name it as Providence?
Because I believe that the day you're born,
Mm.
your number is put there.
Yes.
And it's already there the day that you die.
Huh.
And that's why my book is called A Life of Providence.
Uh-huh. Do you have it now here?
The book,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
oh, it hasn't been published, but it's,
Can you bring it? Oh, it's not published yet. So it's a manuscript.
Yeah.
I see. Very good. You wrote it by yourself?
Hmm?
Ah. I have several books published in the United States about Korea. Oh, got it. Could you give it to him and show it to the camera?
he's just written it like that. He hasn't done it in,
I haven't.
oh,
John, show it to the camera.
without the shiny part.
So you are the author. You need to publish it now.
Yes.
Excellent. So what did you write there?
The early years,
Early years?
well, that's the first page.
That's the first page. It's yeah, quite a big story, actually.
Yeah. So are you happy now, John?
Oh, very.
Yeah, you have a tremendous apartment here. You have a full view of the ocean, beautiful ocean.
Yeah.
You know, very nice apartment, I can tell. And you've been really well taken care of by Shirley, your wife.
Definitely.
Definitely, yes. Hey, this is a wonderful story, isn't it?
It is. John's had a very interesting life.
Hmm.
John and I have been married, I don't want this on there, but for 15 years.
15 years.
Yes. My husband died
Hmm.
20 years ago, and I met John. He was been by himself for 20 years, so
Oh,
we got married, and here we are.
very good.
And she's looked after me all this time.
That's great. That is great. Wow, this is a story that we need to tell because upside down, but there was a providence that you were destined to be blessed and have a good life. And part of that coming from your legacy as a Korean War veteran.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good story.
yes. If he hadn't joined the Air Force, he would never have got into Cathay Pacific, and
So actually you have to thank for the Korean War.
yes. Yes. Very appreciative of what Yang Kim does for the veterans here.
Mm.
Quite amazing. Have a big Christmas party, and there's a big get together in July down at the memorial. That's all the Korean ladies in their lovely dresses,
Yes.
floating around, and it's very pleasant. Always giving John presents. Yeah, very nice people.
So John, told me that you didn't know anything about Korea before you joined the military, Air Force, right? You didn't know much about Korea.
No.
Now, even private life of yours were affected by the Korean War and your service during the war, right? Positively. Because you were engineer and then you were very successful civilian aircraft engineers working in the simulators and so on. So what do you think about this, the whole thing?
John did tell me that when he joined the Air Force, it was just before the Korean War broke out, and he went to whoever in charge in the Air Force and said, I didn't join the Air Force just to be a koala. I want to see some action. So next week he was over in Korea. That's
So
what
you were koala in Korea.
Oh no, he was a koala here, not doing too much, you know.
That's what I said to him. I didn't join up. I didn't join up to be a koala. In other words, taken care of. I joined up to see action.
So next week he was in Korea.
Mm-hmm. Were there any dangerous moment that you could be killed when you were in Korea as
No.
a soldier?
I suppose there's always that chance, isn't there? You know.
Any special episode you remember?
To be honest, no.
Not
You
really.
did tell me about the 5 o'clock pilot that came over.
Oh yeah, we used to have what we used to call a bed check Charlie.
Bad check Charlie, yes. Tell me, what happened?
He used to come over about 5 o'clock every night.
Every night or in the morning?
No, every night.
Okay.
And that's why they used to call him Bed Check Carly. And he used to come over at night and drop leaflets. I can't think what they were now, but
Would have been good to keep one.
hey,
Would have been a good idea. To
We
keep
have a
one.
lot of those leaflets
Oh, do
in
you?
our website because other Korean War veterans donated. We scanned it, put it on the website. So if you have a picture that you took during the war or anything like that, you can scan it and send it to me so that those can be under your interview in the website.
oh, I never had a camera or anything, you know.
Okay. John, I think it's a good story to tell that your whole life has been interwoven with the Korean War, and because you fought for Korean people, so that Korean people had an opportunity to rebuild their nation very successfully, and also out of this service, you become very successful engineer for aircrafts and work for the airline, so that you became very successful engineer, right? And having good life with your wife Shirley here. So I think this is terrific story to tell, right? Great. Shirley, since you've been to Korea 2015, when you saw Korea, and you were not there in Korea 1950, but you can imagine, right, the differences. What do you think?
Oh. Well, I was very impressed with such a big, bustling city. You know, coming from the Gold Coast here to a massive city like that, I was a little bit overawed, and so much bigger than Brisbane, which I lived in for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was the only thing I didn't like about it was the heat. I don't know which month we were there.
You mean in Korea when you were there, right?
Yeah.
It's a very hot summer, sultry.
Oh,
Yeah, it was actually 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah. We thought we might walk from the hotel down into the city. We only got about 100 metres and we thought, no way.
But John was there in that sultry summer for 2 years.
Yes.
You remember? The summer was hot when you were in Korea
Oh,
in
yeah.
1950, right?
And you
Yeah.
said it was
Yeah.
very cold too.
And it can also go very cold.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah, -2.
No, more than minus.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
-2 when we start wearing parkas and all that. But it can get up to 40 degrees as well.
Why we need to do this, right? We need to record and preserve your memory and then make it as a curricular resources for the future generations so that the Korean War need to be taught in the classroom. And we're going to run the prize contest, Korea Prize, and selecting 3 students and 2 teachers from Australia and joining them with others from UK, US, New Zealand, and Canada, and 25 of them will go to Korea to learn about what happened after your fight, okay?
That sounds very good.
Right.
Impressive.
Yep. Excellent. If you do not have any other message or any stories to share with us, do you?
No.
No, I don't think so. I'm happy for them, and I am pleased their economy is what it is, and I can only wish everybody well.
John, thank you very much for your honorable sacrifice and fight for the Korean people during the Korean War from 1951 to 53. And you even allow me to meet with you right after your small surgery in your nose, which looks like a movie star cosmetics, you know. And very nice meeting you, Shirley.
Yes,
thank you for allowing me to talk to him and you. We will make it uploaded into the website so that everybody can see. I think most of the story, I don't think there is anything to take out, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have a coffee and...
Eh?
And you have a great transformation from very difficult childhood as orphan. Now you become one of the most successful, airplane engineers. And so I am very happy, and that's part of your legacy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you.